I stood quiet 2 days just watching it play out, watching what excuses the people come up with. Every day, every year, every time I moved the goalposts further.
But you is a snitch too.
Putting on a master class in how to take a good brand and totally f it up. He made a bunch of phone calls to tell people how he
Young Thug probably thought tossing jokes and rambling would win folks over after beating his RICO case, but he couldn't have been more wrong. Not only are fans clowning him relentlessly, but now other rappers are piling on too, making his situation worse by the day. What started as a celebration of freedom has turned into the complete destruction of his street credibility, and the receipts keep stacking up. The biggest problem haunting Thug is that 2-hour interrogation tape from 2015, that tape has become the smoking gun people keep pointing at when they accuse him of snitching. From the very start, the whole thing looked bad, real bad. As soon as that interrogation kicked off, Thug refused to even initial his rights. He didn't want anybody knowing he was in that room having that conversation.
You don't want my card. Because some people don't, and when they're in jail, they don't want to have like cops card because they worry that, oh.
Then he straight up told detectives he'd say whatever they wanted as long as the public never found out. That alone set the tone because it showed he already knew just how damaging it would look if people heard about it. And just like he promised, once that tape started rolling, Thug didn't hold back. He started talking heavy, tossing Pee Wee Roscoe under the bus without hesitation. He flat out told detectives that Roscoe carried weapons and was out here committing crimes every single day.
Tell him, bro. He a snitch, bro.
He a snitch. Much as stabbing him a snitch.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't say nothing about the bus shit. And you say he commit crimes every day, all right. But all that, he carried my drug shit, that's telling. Off the rip, that's telling.
That's not some casual chatter. That's a direct shot at another man's criminal business. But Thug was just getting warmed up. He laid out a whole playbook for detectives about the money beef between Lil Wayne and Birdman. According to Thug, Birdman was blocking Wayne's album and not paying him what he was owed. He even said Birdman was straight up lying about the reasons, leaving Wayne completely shortchanged. Then Thug dragged Wayne's own lyrics into it, quoting the bar where Wayne raps, "Birdman is an army. I'm a one-man army, and if that dude coming for me, I'm going out like Tony." Using Wayne's words to back up his claims made the whole situation even wilder.
Brother than Bird and Wayne.
Oh, Roscoe and Lil Wayne?
Well, now what you think you to brain Wayne?
I'm the glue to this fake game. But no matter how hard he tried to spin it, the denial.
But here's where it gets really crazy. Thug hinted that Pee Wee Roscoe was the one who actually carried out the shooting of Wayne's tour bus, since Roscoe later got 10 years for that very case. A lot of people feel like Thug's words matched up a little too perfectly. When the spotlight shifted to YSL during the interrogation, Thug tried to laugh it off, acting like it was nothing more than a clothing line. He said YSL just meant young stoner life or young successful living, trying to brush off the whole gang label like it was a joke.
It's a music label and the gang, and you have personal knowledge that the members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
That defense aged horribly. Years later, in his own RICO case, he actually pled guilty to being tied to criminal street gang activity. That's a straight-up contradiction that makes his just a clothing brand defense sound laughable. By the end of the tape, Thug wouldn't even take the officer's business card, like he knew it would look bad if anyone saw him with it. But at that point, the damage was already done.
You are what you are, buddy. You are official on the Woody and Charles White team. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm okay with being a snitch.
When the clip finally leaked and went viral online, social media didn't hesitate to brand him a rat. Thug scrambled for damage control, denying he snitched and claiming the video was useless, since prosecutors never used it in court. His defense was basically saying, if they didn't use it, then it don't count as cooperating.
Snitch is someone that comply with the government, is bargaining for their freedom when they have done something illegal. Man, a rat, a snitching, it's nothing selective about.
He even jumped on Twitter, firing off posts trying to defend himself. In one, he claimed, "Bashing me is only going to mess the rap community up more. I'm the glue to this fake-ass game." But what's got people really heated is the giant hypocrisy in Thug's behavior, especially when it comes to Gunna. Remember, Thug went hard at Gunna after he took that Alford plea deal in court. Gunna admitted that YSL was a gang, and that he personally knew members or associates who had committed crimes in furtherance of it.
No. Why did he have an opinion on my case? He doesn't like rats. He think that's like, cool. 21 Savage don't like rats? Little bit.
To Thug, that was crossing the line. He even disowned Gunna in public, tweeting, "Gunna, stop acting like we're friends on the internet. I don't know you, my guy." That move came off bold back then, but with these tapes resurfacing, fans are calling Thug out heavy for not practicing what he preached. When Thug finally dropped his comeback music, he didn't hold back. He doubled down with bars aimed directly at Gunna, spitting, "Brother, you're a rat, twin, you're a pack." The energy was crystal clear. Thug was branding Gunna as a snitch and cutting ties in the harshest way possible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm okay with being a snitch. But you is a snitch too.
But here's the catch. Both of them ended up taking plea deals. Gunna took the Alford plea, which basically admits the gang exists without claiming personal guilt. Meanwhile, Thug copped a straight-up guilty plea in his own RICO case. Both deals in different ways still acknowledged YSL's criminal ties. Now fans are flipping the script on Thug. As one source put it, either Gunna is a snitch, and by Thug's own standards, Thug is an even bigger snitch, or neither of them are snitches.
Bro, that's God. That ain't nothing but God. Fighting you back in your... Bro, cause you probably been thankful that you just beat a life sentence in a RICO and came home and minded your business and been home. But instead, you still coming out pushing the rat narrative, bro, and all that, this, that, and the third. Now look, he came back and bought you.
And then there's that infamous yes ma'am moment when Gunna's 2 words in court went viral. Thug and others used it to clown him, pointing at it as proof he folded under pressure. But now that same energy is circling back on Thug. People are asking the real question, what about Thug's own 2-hour interrogation tape? The one where he name-dropped Birdman, Wayne, and Roscoe, laying out full details. That makes Gunna's little yes ma'am moment look tiny in comparison. One Reddit user broke it down perfectly. Gunna never told on nobody. What he said couldn't even be used against anyone. He secured his way out of a snitching situation, but because they filmed it and leaked it, people just ran with the snitch tag. But Thug is in there telling, giving names, giving stories. That's real rat activities.
Dirk got something to do with non-trade.
No.
Huh?
No.
Why did he have an opinion on my case? He doesn't like rats. He thinks that's like, 21 Savage don't like rats?
The industry figures started speaking out too. In another leaked audio, Thug could be heard venting about how he tried to lock in a Kendrick Lamar feature for his 2023 album Business is Business and got shut down cold. He sounded bitter, complaining these ends too big, like I ain't doing no features. Why? Why wouldn't you want to do a feature for a superstar?
Supposed to be a black nigga, that's why they'll never be bigger than Drake. Evan White. They'll be bigger.
According to him, even Lil Durk and Lil Baby got the cold shoulder when they tried reaching out. Thug painted Kendrick as someone intentionally holding himself above the rest of the rap game, instead of embracing the culture. In the leaked call, Thug snapped, "You supposed to be a nugga blessing Ennis." Then he went even further, saying that's exactly why rappers like Kendrick would never be bigger than Drake ever in life.
Saying like a Thug and a Gunna and everything that they're going through. And you look at other people too, and I said on the record, I said, I am not gang.
He even argued that Kendrick's refusal to work with him was part of why Kendrick doesn't have as strong a grip on certain corners of the culture, especially the streets. Looking back, it seems like Kendrick might have already addressed this tension in his music. On Squabble Up, he spits, "Pipe down, young nunga, these some whole other politics / beef with him, and some beef in him, that's a whole lot of beef in him." Then later in the same verse, he adds, "Tell me why the fuck you NS rap if it's fictional / tell me why the fuck you NS fed if you criminal. Can I get a drop?" I'm like, nah, those bars hit way different now. Then came 50 Cent, and when drama shakes up hip-hop, 50 is never sitting on the sidelines. As soon as the chatter around Thug's interrogation tape started heating up, he jumped on Instagram with a cryptic post. He uploaded a clip of a man dancing to the Dramatics classic In the Rain, with the caption, "This how you gotta move in the streets now, cause these NFL's telling. Be careful out there." He never said Thug's name outright, but the timing was way too sharp to ignore. And of course, you've got 6ix9ine in. If there's one rapper guaranteed to jump in on this situation, it's him. He went straight for the hypocrisy angle, calling out how the industry is handling Thug way different than it handled him. According to 6ix9ine in, people were moving the goalposts. He even downplayed Thug's entire situation, saying, "Stop giving this dude applause. Stop applauding this dude for taking a plea in the state. Everybody took a plea in the state. That ain't no win. You got 20 years probation, dude. That ain't no win. You lost." Then came YSL Mondo, someone who was actually close to the inner circle. According to Mondo, Thug's downfall didn't start with these leaks. It started the moment he came home after beating that RICO case. Instead of moving low-key and staying humble, Mondo says Thug came out running his mouth, clowning Gunna and calling other people rats, when deep down he already knew he had skeletons of his own. To Mondo, this is straight-up karma.
Small month. Locked up in them conditions like that down. He'll tell to get out of jail too. He about ready to break. I told y'all, I have a new pot. And you mad at Yeah got it. You mad at Gunna. Gunna don't have no interrogation tape. And everybody mad at him.
Atlanta, I know y'all love Thug, and I love y'all.
But y'all just bear with me. I'm finna destroy Young Thug. He wouldn't.
Others weren't nearly as forgiving. Whack 100 and Munchie B flat out said Thug was snitching, period. No fancy explanations, no excuses. Their stance was simple. The second you sit in front of cops and start talking about someone else's crimes, naming names, dropping hints, you're telling. Even YSL Woody, the so-called star witness in the RICO case who was already controversial for working with the feds, came out swinging at Thug. He called him a snitch and said he now belonged to the rat community. Woody even threw out a warning to Lil Baby and 21 Savage, telling them to keep their distance from Thug, because if Thug went down, he'd drag them with him. Sure enough, not long after that, fans noticed 21 Savage had unfollowed Thug on Instagram. Charleston White was in rare form too. He went on one of his trademark tirades, tearing into Thug's hypocrisy with Gunna. Charleston even declared he'd personally destroy Thug to the point he'd never be able to rap again. If there was anyone who seemed flat out happy about Thug's collapse, it was definitely Charleston. Another leaked phone call had Thug dissing Lil Durk, saying, "I already done too much for you, man, watch out," after Durk refused to clear a verse for Thug's album. That move instantly sparked a reaction from Durk's OTF crew, who wasted no time clowning Thug online. To make things worse, an old Durk lyric resurfaced. "Rappers goofy, they stains, pay me for a song, don't clear the verse." Now fans are connecting the dots, saying that bar was about Thug all along. At this point, the criticism of Thug isn't just about the snitching tape anymore. People are painting him as a full-blown narcissist, someone who twists words, lies on the fly, contradicts himself whenever it benefits him, and lashes out at anyone who doesn't fall in line. Whenever Thug sees others shining, he comes off bitter, jealous, and entitled. There's a growing belief that his behavior actually fractured what used to be a united rap scene. For over a decade, Atlanta dominated hip-hop as the strongest force in the game, but people are accusing Thug of single-handedly breaking that unity with his ego and antics. And here's the crazy twist. While Thug was busy trying to sabotage Gunna's reputation, Gunna is the one winning. His album dropped and pulled solid numbers with critics and fans rallying behind him. Some are even saying Gunna's project outsold Thug's naturally, while Business is Business was allegedly boosted by paid streams. The tide is shifting, Gunna's image is slowly getting rebuilt, while Thug's keeps sinking deeper. People are comparing Thug's downfall to Meek Mill's situation. Remember when Meek went overboard with his anti-6ix9ine crusade? He let the snitching narrative overshadow his music, and it ended up damaging his brand way more than it helped. Now fans are saying Thug is making the same mistake, obsessing over who's a rat instead of giving people the music they actually want. The culture is calling it out loud and clear. If Thug wants to recover, he's got to drop the snitch narrative, squash the beef with Gunna, and lock back in with the music. But right now, instead of building bridges, Thug just looks like a bitter man burning them all down. Every leaked audio, every bitter phone call, every hypocritical statement is just another nail in the coffin of his street credibility. And in hip-hop, once that's gone, it's almost impossible to get back.